Hey there, I'm Jill Allen, and this is Find Your Fierce, the show designed for women to discover your fierce, unlock an unstoppable mindset, build unbreakable courage, and completely transform how you show up every single day. Each week, I will bring ideas, methods, and strategies that will inspire you to step into your greatness and live life on purpose. Let's be fit, fierce, and unstoppable.
Hey there, gang. Welcome to Find Your Fierce. I am Jill Allen. I'm so excited that you're here with me as we dive into another amazing episode 176, showing up each week to bring you a little bit of fire. And we are talking about the times when we make things harder than they really need to be. And I'm assuming if you are on here listening each week, it's because, we're somewhat cut from the same cloth, made from the same mold, right? I mean, you can connect and relate to what I am saying. So with that, if you are even a little bit like me, you can beat yourself up or push and work really hard at what you do and make things harder on yourself than they need to be. So I got to ask you, are you constantly pushing yourself to reach higher and accomplish more, only to feel disappointed when the results don't match up to your expectations? Or do you find that no matter how hard you work, it's never enough? If so, guys, then it's time for a reality check, because while there is so much power, great power in challenging ourselves, many people simply make life harder than they need to be. And a lot of contributors to that, they're, from unrealistic goals and crushing perfectionism to burning out before getting where we want to go. And so let's look at why this might be happening and what can be done about it. And if this sounds familiar, then it's time to start thinking differently about how we set ourselves up for success. And in this podcast, I'm going to kind of explore how being kinder to yourself can help unlock your potential and give you the confidence boost necessary for achieving things more easily. And we're kind of breaking it down here. I mean, we're going to chat about things you're doing that are overcomplicating your life, how to stop making things harder than they need to be, and we're going to wrap it up with the power thoughts that you can use to tap into this concept of the ease of success. But before we go any further, I love that you are here listening in and spending time with me. I have a couple of updates to share with you. One, Set Fire is available, and if you have not snagged a copy yet, do so on Amazon the entire month of May in celebration of Mother's Day. It is on sale, so it's over 30% off. And if you're wanting to fire up your life and ignite that spark of courage in you so that you can live your life on purpose, head on over to Amazon and order your copy. Also, the first ever Trailblazer Challenge kicked off this week, and it's not too late to join us. I'm so excited for this, as this challenge is designed to help you get outside, unplug, recharge, and explore the beauty of nature. And the goal here is to hike a total of 4,000 minutes on the trails in the next 4 months. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned hiker, the Trailblazer Challenge is for you. So lace up your hiking boots, hit the trails. Registration is still open. Go to JillAllenCoaching.com to join us. Click on the Hike, Live, Explore. And guys, because you are a listener, when you check out, use this $5 off code. It's HLE5. And that'll get you $5 off the Explorer or the Trailblazer package. I'm excited that you're going to be able to join us. And I have to share this, as so many of you are leaving reviews or messaging me, and your feedback and your thoughts are so good. Call it a review of the week, but my friend Anne reached out and she shared this. She says, "Morning, Jill. Just wanted to thank you for writing an awesome book, Set Fire. I just finished reading. I love your way of expressing yourself, yet making the book relate to all of us on our own spiritual journey. Thanks. God bless you each and every day, as your book has blessed me. And now to light my fire and keep it burning. Love you, sweet friend." Guys, I share this with you as there is so much power in testimony and stories. Your feedback and support help spread the Find Your Fierce message. And the best part is that I get to hear how you are all finding your fierce. It makes my day. So thanks again. Thanks for sharing. So are you ready? I know I am. So let's dive in. Let's stop making things harder than they need to be, because it's easier than you think it is. Whatever goal you have, whether if the goal is to spring clean your home or to empty out your bogged down email inbox, or taking on the Trailblazer Challenge, or to change careers, to write that book, or to lose the last 40 pounds, and to start something new, whatever it may be, chances are you are making it harder than it needs to be. And you can do so much more than you think you can. So if you're questioning or doubting, how am I to do this or make mountains out of molehills, the main thing getting in your way is your mind. And when you master your mind, you can do anything. You can master your mind, or your mind will master you. And when you do not master your mind, guys, it will intimidate you of how hard it will be. It will intimidate you with all the hiccups along the way. It will convince you out of your consistency. And that is why so many people give up on their goals before reaching them. Ask yourself, what if this was easier? What would it look like if I did this with more ease? And sometimes we overcomplicate things, especially with schedules or not thinking things all the way through. I'm so good at that. So let's give you a few ways of how you're making things too hard. And let me tell you, you are doing this to yourself. You are making it harder. Now, with that being said, we can also be the one to make it easier. I should say more simple. So here are a few things I want you to stop doing, okay? 1, stop overthinking things. One of the ways you might be making things too hard on yourself is by overthinking everything in your life, right? When you overthink a situation, you tend to complicate it and make it more difficult than it needs to be. So instead of overthinking, try to take a step back and look at the situation objectively. This will help you to simplify things and make them easier to handle. Remember, you are the master of your mind. You're trying too much is number 2. Another way you might be making things too hard on yourself is by trying to do too much. When you try to take on more than you can handle, you end up feeling overwhelmed and stressed out. And instead of trying to do everything, focus on doing one thing at a time and taking things one step at a time. Maybe we overcommit or set too many goals all at once. Guys, we cannot split our focus. And trying to do too much, which usually stems from striving or people pleasing or trying to prove your worth and not knowing that you are enough or that you are worthy just because God says so and that He created you. Guys, we don't need to seek applause or approval or try to do everything on our own and by ourselves. We can actually delegate or ask for help. Learning that we don't have to do it all will change your life. Okay? Guys, we're not taking breaks. If you're not taking breaks, you're likely making things harder on yourself than necessary. And I love a good long day where I knock things out and say, oh my gosh, look at all that I rocked out today and super productive, where you're on fire. But here's the thing, we can't sustain that. When you work nonstop, you wear yourself out both mentally and physically. You lose your humanness, right? You lose your joy, you lose the excitement, or you wonder why you can't sit still or to relax, or why you're overeating at night because you're feeling emotional and you feel emotional because you're exhausted. Guys, this can lead to burnout and make it difficult to get anything done. It just kind of steals the joy of life from you and living a life well lived. Instead of working nonstop, make sure to take breaks throughout the day to rest and rejuvenate yourself. Create pockets of stillness to soak up life and all there is that's in it. We call that a moment of margin or a productive pause, okay? For all those go-getters and type A's out there, guys, it's just a productive pause where the productiveness comes from taking a break to go and do something you enjoy so you can come back and be even more productive. And you guys, I promise you this, you're going to actually be twice as effective and you will get more done in less time. So take the break. One of the ways you might be making things hard is by being too hard on yourself, right? If you're constantly putting pressure on yourself to be perfect, you're going to end up feeling stressed and frustrated. Instead of being so hard on yourself, try to cut yourself some slack and give yourself a break, right? We all make mistakes, but we should learn from them instead of beating ourselves up over them. You cannot grow in a place of criticism or judgment, and beating yourself up is only going to make you feel worse and it won't change anything. So be kind to yourself today, forgive yourself and move on and get curious on how you can improve. And that is when you grow. That is when you up level. That is when you improve. Okay, so stop being too hard on yourself. Also, you're not asking for help. I can bet that you're trying to do everything by yourself. And trying to do everything by yourself, it's not only exhausting, it's also unnecessary. There are people in your life who actually want to help you. So let them. And it does not make you weak. It actually kind of makes you extremely wise. So delegate the tasks and accept help when it's offered. And this is going to help not only lighten your load and make things easier for you, but you're going to be able to breathe, right? And when you try and do everything on your own, I got to be honest, like this low-grade arrogance and the striving kicks in. And you end up exhausted or playing the martyr mode. It takes over, the battery dies down, it's never charged. So quit making things too hard on yourself by not asking for help when you need it. And when you try to do everything on your own, you end up feeling overwhelmed and bogged down. So instead of struggling through on your own, reach out to others for help when you need it. It's okay. And you're probably procrastinating, so stop doing that. So if you're putting off tasks until the last minute, you're likely making things harder on yourself than necessary. And when you procrastinate, you often end up feeling rushed and stressed as this deadline approaches, making it harder on you. And it's self-created stress. It's self-induced. It's such a flawed thought that sets you up to living a reactive life. And living a reactive life, it's one that reacts to whatever is happening, and you end up reacting to everything and anything that gets thrown your way. So if you want to live and you want to make an extraordinary life and live the one that God has created for you, we need to be proactive. So instead of procrastinating, try to get started on tasks as soon as possible so that you can avoid the stress of last minute scrambling, allowing you to create a story that is worth living without the crazy way of living with waiting to the last minute. And you're probably comparing yourself to others, so stop doing that. Comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to make yourself feel bad about yourself. It's a guaranteed way to despair. Everyone is on their own journey in life, and comparing your journey to someone else's is completely pointless. So focus on your own journey and be proud of your accomplishments, no matter how small they may be. Stop holding on to grudges. When you hold on to a grudge, guys, it's going to make you feel angry and resentful, not to mention that it's really emotionally immature. So let go of the grudge, forgive, and move on with your life. Forgiving someone does not mean that you condone their actions. It just means that you're ready to let go of the negativity and move on. Maybe you're living in the past, and so we have to stop doing that. Living in the past will only make you feel nostalgic and sad. The past is in the past for a reason, right? So focus on the present and the future that you actually want to create. So to focus on the person that you want to become, the difference you want to make, to be intentional with your thoughts, to master your mind, to think in the present, to be in this present moment, to make new memories and the experiences that are so filled with all the blessings. And you're probably also taking things too seriously. Not everything in life needs to be taken so seriously all the time. The pressure we put on ourselves can actually choke us and hold us back. So learn to relax and have fun every once in a while. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just enjoy life, and giving yourself permission to enjoy it will also give you the permission and the gateway for success. The more fun you have, the more accessible your goals will be. It's called focus fun. We just need to relax a little bit so we can be able to move forward with such ease. And then also, you're setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. If you set unrealistic expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And I am a big fan of these crazy, hairy, scary dreams, big goals, visions, to go after them. I love it all. It fires me up. But it's important to be realistic with yourself and set goals that are achievable. For example, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next 2 weeks, or I'm going to make $1 million my first year in business. Guys, it's not really realistic. We need to make stretch goals and big goals, and then the stepping stone goals that go toward the big goals. This way you can actually accomplish something and feel good about it instead of feeling like a failure. There's a difference here between unrealistic expectations and unrealistic goals. Unrealistic expectations are refusing to accept that you will be human and that you don't allow for failure. It doesn't allow you to be sick for a week, or if your kids need you in that moment, or a day where you're tired or discouraged and you need a break. Here's the thing, extraordinary things happen by doing ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. So what does that mean? You want to achieve big things in your life. You want to conquer your goals. Get ready to do the small things over and over and over again. Do more of the little things, the boring things, the ordinary things. And the final thing I want to kind of share with you, you're not taking care of yourself. So we got to stop doing that. If you don't take care of yourself, both physically and emotionally, then it's going to be very, very difficult to accomplish anything else in life. So make sure to take care of your body and mind by eating healthy and exercising and spending time with God, getting enough sleep, all the things. And once you take care of yourself, everything else is going to fall into place. So you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I need to stop doing a lot of things. So how do we break these patterns? How can we stop being so tough on ourselves and making it harder than it needs to be? Well, we need to first identify what pitfalls we are allowing to be in our life. We allow patterns of our thinking to fall back to the negative. I mean, that's just human nature, to the comfortable patterns of thoughts, to be in comparison or the guilt-based or to be impatient. And then we have those negative thought patterns. Guys, our results are going to follow that. So we need to be willing to identify what beliefs you're ready to question, to identify the belief that trips us up. Thoughts like, what's the point? Or it's so hard. It's supposed to be hard. So of course I feel this way. Or everyone has this figured out. Why can't I? Or I'm just someone who is hard on themselves, right? You chalk it up to just like a personality trait. Or I need to earn a break. It's this fixed mindset that we get into. So I invite you to start questioning, what is it that is exactly holding you back? What is making you continue to spiral in to make these changes harder than it needs to be? Your life can change with a new thought, right? It's like we need to tap into our mindset where we activate a new vocabulary, changing our words that impact our mindset and ultimately our reality. Stepping into that change can take time, but the decision itself can happen instantly. So sometimes we stay stuck and we make it harder than what it is. Like, I get it. Change is really hard. We have tried this before, but what if you come to the place with total belief, to where we step into it with total belief and conviction and what will happen? And these are the power thoughts that can help you tap into the ease of success in your life. But a couple things and thoughts to reframe first. We need to reframe the speed and the rate of your progress. You know what? A slow forward is still a pace. We need to stop judging ourselves where we are or how fast we are going or not going for that matter. We need to stop talking about your past and start talking about your future. Reframe your success in comparison to others. Live your life. You are held accountable for your life, so we got to stop worrying about what others are doing and reframe the disciplined thought of doing things over and over and over again. You say, I struggle with consistency, or I have a way of doing things. That is not a healthy narrative to have. That will not help you become more consistent. If you are wanting to improve your consistency and discipline, then you need to start envisioning your future self and show up intentionally every day and remind yourself that you are good at doing the ordinary and boring things. And I know that because I bet you brush your teeth this morning. Guys, that is boring. An ordinary habit that you do more than once daily. So we got to start looking at where you are winning. Because if you are winning in one area of your life, you can win in another, and you can win in another. So here are a few new power thoughts, and I love these. I achieve things with ease. Confidence is my super fuel. Everything is working. I'm on my way. I'm supposed to struggle and supposed to mess up. That's how I learn and grow. This is what is to be happening, so this is good. I am where I need to be, and I'm on the way to where I want to go. Now, a couple new questions if you're wanting to stop making things harder than they need to be. I want you to ask, how can I make this easier? How can I simplify this? And what can I tell the little me here, right? The 10-year-old me. And I ask this one when I'm feeling down on a rainy day or if I'm just hormonal, right? How can I choose a more powerful attitude? What do I want to feel here? And what thought will create that feeling? What thought do I need to think to create that feeling? If I want to feel calm and be present, then I need to think calming thoughts to bring me back to the present. So here's the power thought, be here now. Remember, the quality of the questions you are willing to ask yourself will change the quality of your life. I hope this fires you up. I know I am. But before we wrap this up, there is something about getting outdoors, unplugging, and spending time in nature. And it's time to unleash your inner adventure with the Trailblazer Challenge that just kicked off. Registration is still open. You can join the challenge and be a trailblazer. Just head on over to jillallencoaching.com. You don't want to miss it. Remember to use HLE5 at the checkout to save $5. And if you're wanting even more fire in your day, there's so much for you to do. So you can join the Just Breathe Facebook group, snag a copy of my new book, Set Fire, that just released, and join us on the adventure of a lifetime this August for the backpacker. We are hiking the White Mountains, and it's going to be so epic. Go to JillAllenCoaching.com for all updates, as we would love to connect with you. Positive connection is so game-changing. Come back next week. We are going to set some fire to your day by talking about how to trust yourself. I know you will love it, as it will help and encourage you to up-level. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I pray that I filled your heart with joy. And if you could let me know before hopping off, that would be incredible. Subscribe, share this episode link on your social media if you felt encouraged or inspired, as we all know someone that can benefit, and I would love it if you would give some feedback and a review as well. Talk with you next time. Be fit, be fierce, be unstoppable. See ya.